it's Cheryl from Sit Stay Love Dog Training, building a better relationship between dogs and their owners. Today I'd like to talk to you about a subject that I feel is really important: how to find the dog that best suits you, your family, and your lifestyle. There are three things to think about. Three main things. There are many subcategories. The first is you have to know what you want in a dog. And this is especially true if this is your first dog or it's the first time you've had a dog since leaving your parents' home. And that's quite common. There are many people who had dogs when they lived with their parents, and then they move out on their own and they want a dog, but they don't really know how to find the right dog because it's always happened around them rather than they having to make the decisions. So think about, what do you want in a dog? Think about size. If you live in an apartment and there's a, let's say, 35-pound restriction, you have to know what breeds are going to be 35 pounds or less, or approximately. And you need to know what 35 pounds looks like in a dog. 35 pounds is not a Great Dane. It's not a St. Bernard. However, when you get to some of the mixed breed dogs, may not be 35 pounds. So get an idea of what that should look like. A 35-pound dog is in general a medium to small dog. So you want to know what you want. You want to know temperament-wise. This is probably the most important thing. If there's one thing that you should really know, is what kind of temperament do you want? So if you're a runner and you're looking for a running partner, which breeds are going to be able to keep up with you? Because if you're doing longer distance running, where you're running for, let's say, 5 miles a day, some dogs are more appropriate than others. And even within a breed, some dogs are going to be better at it and some dogs aren't. But know that that's what you want. So when you meet the dogs, whether it's at a rescue or a shelter or privately or wherever, you can see, is this dog going to be a good running partner? Or on the other end of the spectrum, maybe you're a couch potato and your dream of your perfect dog is a dog that is going to sit on the couch next to you every evening and you're going to watch your favorite programs on TV together. And you just want a buddy to watch TV with. That's a whole different type of dog than the dog who is eager to go out and run, eager to go play fetch, eager to do physical activities, to be very active. And sometimes the best dog for all of us who are couch potatoes is the older dog. Puppies, they're almost always very energetic. I have more concerns when a puppy isn't energetic, even in the most mellow of breeds. I want to see a puppy that's eager and interested and excited and looking around, because puppyhood is rather like early childhood. They're learning an incredible amount about the world around them. So every minute is a learning and a growing opportunity for them. The older dog knows what life is, has an idea of what they're supposed to do. They may not know all their commands, and that's fine, because even old dogs can learn new tricks. But know what you want. Think about, what do you picture in your mind? What's that vision that you have of you and your dog, or you and your family and your dog, whatever your situation may be? And be clear about that. Don't waver from it. Be realistic, of course, but if your goal is to get a running partner, and you go to a shelter and they show you an English bulldog, and typically the dogs that are brachiocephalic, meaning they have the smush faces, the flat face, are not your best running partners because they can't get in the air in well enough because their faces are so flat. And especially if you're in a warmer climate, even if it's just that your climate is warm during the summer, when you go to run, those dogs are not going to be able to handle heat and running. So somebody tries to push you into a dog that doesn't make sense to you, it's the wrong dog for you, no matter how cute or how wonderful or how the person showing you the dog says this is the dog for you. Trust your instincts. So number 2, research your breeds. Now, mixed breed dogs make wonderful, wonderful, wonderful companions. Don't rule them out. But knowing what the characteristics are of the different breeds will help you. So if you meet a dog and the dog looks like a lab, and that's very common. We find a lot of lab mixes in shelters and rescues. You'll know something about how the dog might be, because even within a breed, you can have different variations in temperament. So you can have a purebred lab that is hyperactive, and you can have a purebred lab that is less active. It doesn't matter that they're either hyperactive or not so active. They can both be purebred. So you got to look at the individual dog. It does come down to that. But labs were meant for a certain function. Originally, lab dogs were meant to go get birds. So the hunter went out and they shot a bird, and the dog went and got the bird and brought it back without tearing it apart, without denting it, so to speak. And that's why you find a lot of really good labs make great family pets, because they tend, and it's not every one of them, but most of them have soft mouths. So they don't bite hard, typically. I mean, can a lab bite? Oh, absolutely. But the original function of the lab was that they should have a soft mouth. They should understand pressure so that they didn't grab the duck, let's say, really hard and sink their teeth into it, making the duck or whatever the bird was that was being hunted not able to be eaten by the hunter and their family. So understanding that, even though that may not be what your dog was meant to do, what your particular dog or the dog that you are meeting was born and raised for, but there's still some instincts in those dogs. So know that. Understand that boxers really do box. When they get older, not so much, but a young boxer, you will see them put up their paws almost like they're boxing. Not everyone, but you'll see it. It's pretty common. It's a behavior people recognize every bit as much as they recognize the face of the boxer. And we could go on, and I probably could do a whole other video on common breeds of dogs and talk about the characteristics. And we'll do that maybe at another time. So do research your breeds. And then the third is to figure out where you want to go to get a dog. And when I say dog, I do include puppies in that. So As somebody who has been involved for many years with rescue, my heart is in rescue. So, rescues and shelters are the places that I feel are best suited for people to go and meet. Don't just go to one, go to many, meet many dogs. I wouldn't tell you to go meet 100 dogs necessarily, but don't just walk into a shelter and immediately say, that first dog you showed me, I'm taking that home. Make it a conscious decision. Know that it's the right thing. And if you're not sure, then keep looking. You want to have a great relationship, and part of that relationship is picking the right companion dog. So, rescues and shelters. You will find purebreds in both. And if you are intent on a specific breed, look to see if there is a breed-specific rescue in your area. So sometimes you'll have a lab rescue in your area, or a Rottie rescue, or there may be a Boston Terrier rescue. There may be a rescue that is in the neighboring state that you can go to. If you have a breed that you really, really would like, look for those breed rescues. Google it. It's really easy now that we have the internet. There's a world of information. And that's also a good place to learn about the dogs. The AKC has a whole section on their website on different dog breeds. And you'll see there are other websites that do that. Sometimes the breed will have sites. So somebody who does breed rescue will talk extensively about the pros and cons of their particular breed. If you're thinking about getting a purebred dog and you want to go to a breeder, I have to tell you, I have nothing against that. What I will caution you is make sure you are going to a legitimate, honest, reputable breeder. Somebody who really cares about their breed, not just about the money. Because when you go to a breeder, you're going to pay a lot more money for their time and effort to breed a well-bred, healthy puppy. And it can be worth it. It absolutely can be worth it to do that. But make sure that they are not a backyard breeder. They're not a puppy mill breeder where they're breeding extensively. Make sure you can see at the very least the mama dog, the dam, as the terminology is. If possible, you also want to see the father, the sire. If you go and you see mama is a very nervous dog and papa is a little on the aggressive side, think about what you may be getting. You probably don't, especially if this is your first dog or your first puppy, want a puppy that is a result of an anxious mother and an aggressive father, because those traits may come down into those puppies. That's why you go to a legitimate breeder, somebody really doing good work for their breed. You will spend a lot more money than if you went to a rescue or a shelter. But if that is what you absolutely positively want, is that specific breed, whatever it may be, then search it out. And those people may not be in your state. You may have to travel. A good breeder is not shipping you a dog. A good breeder wants to talk to you, preferably to talk to you in person, and you want to go there and meet them. Do your homework. Really do your homework. A good breeder is going to ask you a million questions, is going to check your references, is going to want to know who you are and what you're about. And chances are good that they may want to do a home visit. Rescues do this as well. That's a good thing. A real breeder wants to know that their puppy is going to a great home that they can trust. So there you have 3 things to think about. What do you want in a dog? Your vision, your dream, where you see yourself with your dog. 2, what breeds are appropriate, either because perhaps you have a size restriction or you want a breed that will do a certain thing, like being able to go running with you, or they're good at doing tricks. Maybe you want to do agility. Which dogs would be most appropriate? And again, mixes are fine. They make great dogs, but know what is underneath that as far as temperament based on what breeds. And 3, get your dog from a legitimate rescue, shelter, or breeder. Puppy mills, puppy stores, and backyard breeders may not be your best choice. I'll put it that way. I recommend shelters, rescues, and really good, solid, reputable breeders. Don't shortchange yourself. You want to have a great life with your dog. Do your homework. Think about it. Don't rush. And then when you get your puppy or your dog home, don't forget to hire a trainer. I'm Cheryl from Sit, Stay, Love Dog Training. I'll see you the next time.